Welcome to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles, where we are better together than separated. Thank you guys for tuning in to another edition. It's cold outside today. You know, we're on the cold side down here, I-75 in Michigan, but at the end of the day, it don't stop us from getting things done. It's just elements, and it's not gonna stagnate us, from getting things done, from getting things accomplished, from getting to where we need to be in life. Every day we wake up, it's about getting things done in an effective manner. So the weather ain't gonna stop us, we ain't gonna let nobody stop us on this journey, that we on, to just a better livelihood, to better things, fulfilling our dreams, completing our goals, and just having aspirations in life as to where you want to be further than when you were yesterday. We coming down to the end of Thanksgiving, and I just want hope everybody was thankful for, family, thankful for, the things that they have around them, what they have accomplished in all this matter of time. So it's about giving, it's about being thankful. We're going into the Christmas season, and we just want to go in with a different mentality than last year. We going into 23. We don't want to be doing the same things in 23 that we was doing in 22. We kind of want to, switch our thought process up, to help us think out that impoverished situation that we in. A lot of times, you can be in a poverty relationship, as to where this relationship has been holding you down. This relationship has been keeping you stagnant. This relationship has been keeping you from going anywhere, and it's important that you have the right person in your life and that you up under every day, because if you up under the wrong person, then that can be detrimental to your life. When you're in a relationship with a person, 9 times out of 10, you're on the phone with that person more than anybody else. You're going to sleep to that person, you're waking up to that person. So you have to have the right confidant, you have to have the right mate in your life that's gonna give you the right energy, that's gonna set the right tone, that's gonna add life to you instead of taking it from you. That's gonna add grinder to your situation instead of making it look lackluster, and those are the things that those are the individuals that we need in our life. Ones that bring out the best potential in us, ones that's gonna enhance who we are as an individual, with our brands and whatever it is that we doing, just having that mate that's gonna ride with us till the wheels fall off, to be able to bring the best potential out of us and be able to enhance who we are. We don't need the mate that's gonna bring the bad energy, the mate that don't trust us, the mate that's jealous of us, the mate that's envious of us, the mate that's steady keeping us at a certain limit because they don't want us to climb past the level that they are at. As when you in the union, you gotta work together, and like I say, with mental poverty, you can be in a relationship and be jealous of your own partner that you growing with, that you walking this thing called life with, and you will elevate, and your partner will get jealous of you, because you growing past your partner, and sometimes in life, in relationships, your partner stay the same, and you steady growing and you trying to take your partner with you, but that partner don't want to go, or that partner is not applying him or herself in the manner to go where you are going, And you still want to be tethered to that relationship, to that partner that's not trying to get where you're trying to go, that's not bringing the best potential out you, that is not enhancing who you are. You know, and sometimes you outgrow your mate. You know, a lot of relationships become outdated in that way because you outgrow your mate, and instead of y'all growing together, y'all growing alone. You know, one person's growing and the other one is not. You know, and that's how relationships and that's how marriages become decimated and separated. It's because, you know, you outgrow the other party. You know, and you do have a lot of parties that's in unions that grow together. And that's the beautiful thing about a relationship is that when you can meet someone that you're compatible with, someone that you are simpatical with, you have things in common with, good chemistry with, good vibes, you know what I'm saying? The right tones is being set. Then this kind of energy and this kind of spirit that this partner put into you is the spirit that help you go further. It's the spirit to help you blossom into whoever you're trying to blossom into. You know, and that's the spirit that we need in our life. Life is too short. You know, we've been through a lot of adversity lately. So we gotta be with that. We gotta have that right mate. We gotta have that right person in our life that's gonna help push us to the next level and not help keep us grounded at one level. You know, so make sure that you wake up to, you got a mate that you're waking up to that has the right energy, you know, that have goals, that have a purpose, you know, that just not sitting around doing the same thing they was at 21, 19, 20, 21, you know, 22, and going into 23 and doing the same thing, you know. You want to have a mate that has some motion, you know what I'm saying, that's doing things, that's evolving, you know, because that yoke will rub on you and you will evolve as well. You know, 9 times out of 10, the person you up under the most is the, you know, the personality and the spirit you're gonna take on the most, you know. You see people, they hang around each other so much, they talk alike, they think alike, you know, they even act alike, you know, so it's the same way with a couple, you know, they be around each other every day, all day, you know, they the same, you know, they act alike, they talk alike, everything, you know, when you have that right chemistry, you know, but when you don't have that right chemistry, then you have that distance, that separation. You know, we going over to different people's houses, or we going out and going to date, or anything of that nature, and we not communicating with each other. Our face frowned up at each other. You know, people seeing that, you know, there's distance, there's separation between us. You know, and what that bad energy does is when you're in a relationship, it affects you mentally. You know, it bothers you mentally. You know, it puts you in a depressive state of mind. You know, here it is, you're dealing with an individual that you're not compatible with. You know that this relationship is outdated, but you have to be in it based on survival. You know, a lot of times we be in relationships based on survival. I don't have a car, so she has the car. I don't have a house, and he has the house. And, you know, vice versa. You know, all about dependency. And we be in relationships that's outdated because of what this person been doing for us for so long that we can't, or we think that we can't do it for ourselves, and we done got complacent with being dependent on this person's finances and material things that's helping us to live in life. You know, so we'll deal with outdated relationships. We'll deal with these miserable relationships because we not independent on our own. And that's the thing, is that we have to get independent on our own. You know, so that if our mate, if our other party, our better half is not setting the right tone in the relationship, it's not giving us the right energy to move on, then we have our own independency as to where we can move on and don't have to worry about being took care of by this mate and being in a toxic and miserable relationship based on the things that I don't have or what I lack. You know? So that's why I come to y'all every day and I tell y'all about, you know, we have to be independent. We have to have our own no matter what, you know, because we have to have that mental balance, you know what I'm saying? We have to have that structure. And if we dependent on somebody, we in a relationship and we dependent on that person, when the relationship go bad, we can't just step out the relationship because we don't have nowhere to stay, or we don't have no car to get around, or we don't have no money to spend in our pocket because this person has been financing our a life spree. But in the same sense, it's toxic, you know? And you can't be willing to compromise yourself for material things and money when it comes to your personal health, your mental health. You know, you gotta take care of your mental health first. As long as you take care of your mental health, you can get any materialistic material thing that you want, you know? So that's why it's so important to have the right mate in your life. You know, one that's gonna help take you further, one that's gonna help you grow, one that's gonna plant the right seeds in your head so that you can accomplish things in life. You know? You don't want that mate that's causing you bad energy, that's, you know, that don't trust you, that's, you know, that's not giving you room to breathe, not being able to allow you to fulfill your purpose. You know, sometimes the other party don't have no purpose and the other party does. And what the other party does is get behind the party that has a purpose. You know, so you can develop your purpose along the way. You know, and y'all develop a purpose together. You know, it's not about a big I and a small you. It's not about, you know, you know, you can't be egotistical in a relationship, you know. That's one thing you gotta really let go is your ego when you're in a relationship because, you know, if you don't have humility, if you're not humble, then it's like we're in competition with each other, you know, when we're in a relationship. And it should never be like that when we're in a relationship. It should always be as we moving forward together as a unit, as one. You know, and if we not on the same page, then it's not gonna work out. We just convenient for each other for the time being, but we know down the line, this ain't gonna work out. You know, I'm gonna eventually be with somebody else, you're gonna eventually be with somebody else. We just together right now for the kids, or we together right now because we gotta stay in this house and this mortgage. You know, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with this house and things like that. You know, but I want you to protect your mental health at all times, no matter what it costs. If it costs leaving you that bad relationship, if it costs for you to get out there and be independent on your own and not be dependent on somebody who's keeping you in poor mental health, who's keeping you impoverished mentally. You know, you gotta have the right energy around you. You gotta have the right spirits around you. You know, because those are the elements that's gonna take you further. You know, you always gonna find more bad energy than good energy anyway. You know, but once you find a person that has that good energy, a person that's giving you good vibes, a person that's enhancing who you are, a person that's adding to your character, you know, a person that's giving you that mental balance that you need, you know, that's what you need around you. You know, you don't need someone being negative. You don't need someone telling you you can't do it. You don't need someone not sharing information with you that they just got, you know, but they harboring it for themselves. You know, because like I say, in relationships, sometimes it be a competition thing. I don't know why. You know, that's poor mental health. You know, if we're in a relationship together, but we competing with each other. Why is we with each other? We with each other to love, to care, support, and be each other's #1 fan, biggest fan. You know, so it should never be competition, you know, and so just to have that one man that's gonna ride with you till the wheels fall off, y'all yoked in the right chemistry, you know, y'all love the same things, y'all bend towards each other's personality and, you know, bend each other rules to, you know, bridge the gap on meeting each other halfway. You know, then you got a key individual to help you get to where you need to be in life. You know, as far as you being advancing, improving, being successful in whatever it is that you're trying to find success in. You know, I have my web series coming soon. My book, I'm sorry. I have my book series coming soon. It's called Invest into the Garden of Your Mind. We're going to be dealing with relationships. We're going to be dealing with thoughts. We're going to be dealing with navigating the social landscape. We're going to be dealing with being comfortable with the uncomfortable. We're going to be dealing with a lot of things in my book, you know, and I will be putting out a chapter at a time instead of putting out a whole book. I know a lot of people don't like to sit down and read a whole book, you know, big thick book. So I had decided to just take each chapter and turn it into a book, so I don't have to take up a lot of you guys' time. You know, it's a quick read, and it's just daily laws, daily habits for you to live by, you know, and just be able to nurture the garden of your mind. You know, be able to plant right seeds in there, as to where my book could be that lawnmower to cut them dandelions down, to cut them weed seeds down, to cut all that grass down that then grew up there, you know, and where you can start nurturing your garden, you know, and you can start, you know, planting good seeds in your garden, as to where your actions start equating to lucrative and positive results, you know. And so we're going to a little bit of my book, Investing into the Garden of Your Mind. And this chapter is called Prosperous Union. There's no other union that you can be more prosperous in than your relationship or marriage. Your union with your mate is the greatest alliance that you can have when it comes to being successful. If you are fortunate enough to have someone in your life who loves you, supports you, and who will ride with you until the wheels fall off, then you have the key elements to accomplishing a better life. A woman is a man's greatest medicine, and a man's is a woman's greatest medicine. And you know, I always love that statement, you know, because a woman is a man's greatest medicine, and a man is a woman's greatest medicine. When the chemistry is right, you know, and when you yoked in each other's spirit, and you know, it's you know, you've been with this person for years on down the line, and you still get that little butterfly feeling when you see this person, or you know, your insides quiver a little bit, or you be excited to see this person. You know, that's because this person is your medicine. You know, this person make everything better for you. You know, this the person that intoxicate you, you know, but in a good way, you know, and in a positive way, you know, and that's why it's a beautiful thing, you know, to be in a relationship, to be in a marriage with someone that you have good chemistry with, that you have a good tone with, that you have a good a balance in life with, you know. So I want to keep going. I have seen so many unions that has been oppressed and plagued by the weights of temptation, adversity, and a lack of structure, that eventually things came to an end. It takes a lot of discipline, structure, and loyalty to keep the breath of life in most relationships these days. For them to be active and alive, it takes trust, honesty, and cohesiveness. Most unions are built on precarious foundations because they are predicated on money, dependency, fame, and sex. They are situationships instead of relationships, you know, and like I was saying about dependency, you know, when you're dependent on a person for a certain thing and you're in a relationship with them, you're dependent on them for sex, you're dependent on them for money, you're dependent on them for a place to stay, you're dependent on them for fame, to make you famous, you're dependent on them for you to, you know, get the right connects for you, you know, you're dependent on them for financial just a lot of things. So what happens is that you dependent on them for everything else but the number one thing, which is love. So when all these precarious things, the money, the sex, the fame, you know, your living arrangements, you can't drive the car no more. Once all these things diminish, then the relationship is gonna diminish with it. Because you know, you feeding off that relationship. You know, that relationship is your dependency. You know, and you're not in the relationship for love. You're in the relationship because you're dependent on this person for certain things. You know, and at the end of the day, once that certain thing you're dependent on that person on diminishes, then the relationship is going to diminish as well. You know, so the foundation at the end of the day, it has to be built on love. If you're in a relationship with anybody, if it's not built on love, then it's not going to work. If it's built on money, when the money gone, the relationship going to be gone. If it's built on sex, when the sex diminishes, then the relationship going to be gone. If it's built off finances, if it's built off living arrangements where you can drive my car and live in my house, you know, once I put you out or once that's gone, then the relationship is gone as well. You know, that's why it's so important for you to be independent, you know, as to where you can have your own in life and be able to make your own option and not have to, you know, not have to be with somebody out of necessity, you know. And be with somebody out of necessity. You know, you can be with somebody strictly out of love, you know, that you love them. You know, I ain't with you because I need to drive your car. I ain't with you because I need somewhere to stay. I ain't with you because you've been financially taking care of me. You know, I'm with you now because I love you at the end of the day. You know, and ain't nothing wrong with taking care of your mate, however, whatever. But at the end of the day, if love is not intertwined in that, then it's not going to work. When the elements soon diminish and become lost, the union will diminish and become lost as well. I came back to prison in 2013. Me and my ex-fiance made a promise to each other. Me and my ex-fiance made a promise to marry each other once I began my sentence. As I returned to prison and tried to make contact with her, I was unsuccessful. My calls were not accepted, and I didn't get any contact with her until 2 years later. She informed me that she had married someone else. She told me that I left her out there vulnerable, low self-esteem, and abandoned. To fill in this void in her life, she told me that she married someone else because she needed some security. As time progressed in her marriage, she filed for divorce 18 months later. She told me that he was unattentive to her, the chemistry was shallow, and that they lacked structure. Understand, my people, anytime that you unite with another individual for your own survival, you are considered a parasite on that individual because it is a matter of necessity rather than love. True love conquers all adversity. Two people love each other because they can't live without each other, but choose to live with each other no matter what the circumstances are. When you unite in a relationship with someone, in the beginning of this phase, we are overwhelmed with the love for this person because the sex is good, the chemistry is good, our tastes are pretty much the same. But once we are no longer motivated by these substances and they have become stale, then the relationship becomes stale. And that's why it's so important, man, just to keep the furnace burning in relationships. You know, whatever it took for you to get that person, you gotta, you know, kind of like, you know, keep up with doing the same thing that it took, you know, to show that person that he or she is considered, you know what I'm saying? Or I feel the same way as when I first met you, you know, when we dealing with when we're in the union and dealing with relationships, you know, because like I said, that's your number one relationship, you know, that's your number one go-to person, you know what I'm saying, your girlfriend or your wife or, you know, whoever you're dealing with, because this is the closest person to you. So you want to make this relationship the best relationship because this is the person that you're dealing with the most, you know. And then, like I said, if the person you're dealing with the most, if you and her have a toxic, or you and him have a toxic relationship, then how far do you think that's going to take you? When you're dealing with somebody that's not going somewhere, or you pushing somebody down, and this person is with you, this person is call themselves in a relationship with you, but you're not helping me grow as you grow. When you go out the house and people give you information advance, you bring that information back to me to help me advance. And when I go out the house and get information to help me advance, I'm gonna bring the information back to you to help you advance. And we get further that way. We don't get further by not communicating and not sharing lucrative ideas and different things that people has came to us and gave us to help us advance in life. You know, we have to share these things with our mate in order for us to be able to move forward and advance and accomplish things in life together as a couple. You know? And the thing about this is that, like I say, when you depending on somebody, you know, like when I was saying about my ex, you know, when, you know, she said I left her low self-esteem, I left her vulnerable, things of this nature. And she went and married somebody else because she said she needed security. You can't go out and be with somebody based on your own survival. You know, based on your need, you know, based on what you need from somebody else. You know, you be with people because y'all got great chemistry, you know, you like this person's personality, you know, you and this person in life can mesh together in some type of way, you know, not because this person got money and the sex good and this person can give me somewhere to stay or this and that, because what happens is that you just destroying your own life. Because sooner or later, that relationship is going to diminish. And then you're going to just have to start all over again. You know? And, you know, we didn't come too far in life to keep starting over. You know? We want to start at a certain point and keep going from there. You know? So at the end of the day, I just my advice, man, is to have you a strong mate. You know, make sure you got a compatible mate in your life. Make sure your mate giving off the right energy, exuding the right energy to you, putting the right seeds in your head to make you think, to help you be better. That person is adding to your character, not subtracting from it. That person is enhancing you mentally, you know, helping you clean up your life in some type of way, whatever way that may be. Just add to your life, man, and bringing the best potential out you, so you can be all you need to be, you know, without joining the army. So, at the end of the day, this is another edition of YatlifeChronicles, where we are better together than separated. Thank you guys for tuning in.